From late 2025 to early 2026, scientists launched deep-sea expeditions using advanced remotely operated vehicles and manned submersibles. They descended between 800 and 1,200 meters, where the Twilight Zone meets the Midnight Zone. At this depth, sunlight disappears completely. Surprisingly, they did not find an empty world. They discovered a rich ecosystem filled with glowing life. And what they found changed everything. As the submersible descends, light fades with every passing meter. The deep blue ocean slowly darkens, turning into a heavy black that swallows everything. At that time, scientists expected silence, but something unexpected happened. A faint flicker appears in the distance, then another follows. At first, it seems random, almost like a glitch in the camera. But within seconds, more lights begin to emerge. One becomes several, and several quickly turn into hundreds. The darkness starts to feel alive. These lights drift, pulse, and shift in ways that seem almost deliberate. Some move slowly, while others react instantly, as if they are aware of something nearby. What happened next changed everything. These lights were not random. They were signals, part of a hidden world alive with communication. At this depth, sunlight no longer exists. Bioluminescence became the most important tool in this world. It replaced what sunlight once provided. Creatures use it to hunt, to defend themselves, and to find one another in the endless dark. Some use it to communicate through precise flashes, while others use it to hide by blending into faint light above them. Even finding a mate depends on these glowing signals. Over time, it became clear that this was not random behavior. It was a complete system built around light. Every flash had meaning, and every glow served a purpose. In the deep ocean, light is not beauty. It is survival. In the deep ocean, hunting does not rely on speed or strength alone. It relies on deception. Many predators create their own light, not to reveal themselves, but to trick their prey. One of the most well-known examples is the anglerfish. A small, glowing lure hangs just in front of its mouth, moving gently in the dark water. It looks harmless, almost like a tiny floating creature. In a place where food is rare, that faint glow becomes impossible to ignore. At that time, the prey has no reason to feel danger. The light feels safe. It feels like an opportunity. But something unexpected happens as it moves closer. The distance closes in seconds, and then it disappears without a trace. The light was never food. It was a trap. But the strategy does not end there. Some deep-sea hunters go even further. They mimic the exact light patterns of smaller animals, copying signals that usually mean safety or food. These false signals spread through the darkness, drawing in anything nearby. What looks like a simple glow is often a carefully designed illusion. In this world, even a small mistake can be fatal. Not all light in the deep ocean is meant to attract. Some of it is meant to push danger away. In a place where survival depends on quick decisions, many creatures use light as a last line of defense. Instead of hiding, they react with sudden bursts that confuse anything nearby. These flashes are intense and brief, designed to shock a predator just long enough to create an opening. When a predator moves in, the reaction can be instant. The water suddenly fills with bright light, almost like an explosion in the dark. For a moment, everything is disoriented. Vision breaks down. Direction becomes unclear. In that short window, the target escapes, disappearing back into the darkness before the predator can recover. Some species take a different approach. Instead of a single flash, they release glowing clouds into the water. This can look like a trail or a floating mass of light. It distracts the attacker and hides the real position of the animal. By the time the predator reacts, the prey is already gone. However, the story did not end there. Some creatures use an even more surprising method. They produce bright signals not to escape directly, but to call for something bigger. The sudden glow can attract larger predators from a distance. What begins as a hunt quickly turns into a threat for the hunter itself. In the deep ocean, hiding is not as simple as staying still. Predators often look upward, searching for shadows against the faint light filtering down from the surface. Even at great depths, a small silhouette can give away a prey's location. Every movement risks detection, and every shadow can be deadly. To survive, many species have found an ingenious solution. Instead of avoiding light, they create it. Many fish produce a soft glow from their bellies that match the faint light from above. By doing this, they erase their shadow entirely, blending perfectly with the dim background when seen from below. The effect is precise and delicate. Their body outline disappears, leaving no shape for a predator to target. It is not simply hiding, it is optical invisibility. The fish can drift in open water without cover, moving freely while remaining nearly invisible to any predator scanning from below. What makes this even more remarkable is their control. These animals adjust the brightness of their light in real time. If the faint sunlight above shifts or breaks through, the glow adapts instantly. Their camouflage is dynamic, continuous, and reactive, making them one of the most elusive creatures in the ocean. They do not hide in darkness, they become it, merging with the black water and the faint sky above, invisible, yet alive. In the total darkness of the deep ocean, traditional ways of communicating are useless. There is no sound that travels far enough, no sight to recognize color or gesture. Here, light becomes the language of life. Every flicker, every flash carries meaning. What seems random at first glance is actually a complex system of signals, a form of communication that has evolved over millions of years. Many creatures use patterns of light to speak. Some flash in short bursts, almost like tapping a finger. Others emit long, steady pulses that can last several seconds. Some combine both in repeating sequences, creating patterns that carry information across the water. From the perspective of a human observer, it can feel like watching Morse code come alive in 3 dimensions. Over the years, scientists have spent countless hours observing these signals. They notice that some patterns repeat consistently within the same species. These are species-specific signals, unique codes that allow individuals to identify one another. A tiny fish can recognize a neighbor or a rival simply through the timing and rhythm of its glow. The possible meanings of these signals are only starting to be understood. Some flashes serve as warnings, others mark territory, and some may convey identity or intent. There is even evidence that light sequences coordinate group behavior, like synchronized movements or feeding events. Despite decades of research, the full conversation of the deep remains a mystery. We are watching these silent exchanges unfold, seeing creatures communicate with precision and intent. We can observe the patterns, but we still do not fully understand what is being said. In this hidden world, light is not just survival, it is language. Finding a mate in the deep ocean is not easy. Here, light became more than a survival tool. It became a way to attract and communicate with potential mates. Many deep-sea animals have developed intricate light displays for courtship. They perform rhythmic flashes, pulsing in patterns that are precise and deliberate. Some produce changing colors or modulate the intensity of their glow. Each species has its own signature signal, a combination of timing, frequency, and color that identifies them to others of the same kind. These patterns can be seen from meters away, drawing the attention of a partner while avoiding predators. Years of observation revealed even more surprising details. Some species rely almost entirely on these light signals to find mates. They synchronize their flashes, respond to each other's sequences, and even adjust their glow to stand out in the surrounding darkness. These displays are not random. They are a form of communication, a conversation about readiness, identity, and intent. In the endless black of the deep ocean, where survival is constant and light is scarce, love still finds a way. In this world, attraction is not heard. It is seen in flickers, pulses, and glowing rhythms that guide life through the darkness. It is a world that operates on rules completely different from our own. The question that follows is impossible to ignore. If life can flourish in the crushing, sunless depths of our oceans, could it exist elsewhere? Could similar ecosystems hide in the deep oceans of distant moons, beneath icy crusts, where sunlight never reaches? Over the years, researchers have realized this is not just curiosity. It is a reminder of the vast possibilities that exist in the universe. If life can glow here, in the darkest corners of our own planet, where else could it exist? We have explored less than 10% of the ocean. Most of it is still a mystery. However, this story does not end here. Somewhere in the darkness, creatures are still glowing, still communicating, still surviving. Subscribe for more hidden discoveries. Don't forget to like the video, and we will see you in the next one. Adios.